Welcome again to the Fret Fables guitar course. Well guys, Tunnies, we're here to the next stage. We've covered off what the guitar is, how the guitar actually is more than just a 6-string instrument, it's a 6-string orchestra, and we talked about how we are pursuing a creative endeavor with this instrument itself. So to have fun with it, to explore our creativity, to have fun, and be able to play things and be able to do things with a guitar. Now, some of you may already have guitars, some of you may be thinking about buying a guitar. So this video here, we're going to cover off the kind of guitar if you're looking to buy a guitar or buy your next guitar or whatever it is, what you should be looking for, and the kind of things that I would encourage you to consider before you go and spend a heap of money on your guitar. Now, my guitar itself is a nylon string. It's about 200, 220. I think I paid $235 for it. It's just a nylon string Ibanez. Okay, it's a good guitar. I've done a lot of setup on it. I've lowered the bridge a little bit, and I've worked the truss rod to give it a little bit lower action than normal acoustic guitars, nylon string acoustic guitars. Aside from that, I've just put on a standard set of strings. They're nothing special. The strings aren't anything special. They're just a standard set of nylon strings themselves. So the thing about buying a guitar, the guitar itself, how good the guitar is, makes less of an impact on how good the person playing it is. So a good guitar can't make a bad player sound good. Okay, a good guitarist can make an average instrument sound good. So it's about technique. It's about these things here: your hands, your sensitivity, your creativity on how you can play in a song, how you feel and express your creativity through the instrument. That can make the biggest difference on a guitar. Now, a lot of people ask me, a lot of my students have asked me, how much should I buy? What kind of guitar should I buy? Buy one that's $800, $1,500, $800, $1,800, $2,000, whatever it is. Now, depending on the type of guitar, it's going to cost more. So electric guitars generally cost, on average, a lot more than an acoustic guitar does, depending on the brands and things like that. So you can get some really expensive acoustic guitars, you can get some really expensive electric guitars, and you can get really cheap ones, okay? The first thing I would say is find out what your budget is. Set yourself a budget, okay? Now, when I bought this guitar, I'd set myself a budget of $300. Now, what that does for me is that I decided I'm not going to go over $300. Not going to do it. $300 is my limit. That's all I'm going to spend on a guitar, okay? And that gives you a target. Now, with that target that you put on there, so it'd be that $300, $500, $800, whatever it is, you have to come to terms and accept the fact that you may be throwing that money away. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to give up on your dream of learning how to play the guitar. It's just that a lot of people go out and they'll spend a lot of money on a guitar only to have it sitting in the cupboard for the next 15 years, not being played. Because they bought a really nice guitar and they thought, you know what, because it's a nice guitar, it's an expensive guitar, I'm going to sound great, okay? The truth be known, you're not going to sound great straight out of the blocks, okay? I'll do my best to help you explore your creativity and have a lot of fun whilst we're doing it, but you're not going to be, an Eric Clapton or a Jimi Hendrix overnight. It's going to take a little time, okay? It's like you can't rush between the ages of, 5 and 20. It still takes you 15 years to get there, okay? And that's the same as a guitar. It's one of them habits or one of them hobbies that take time and effort, passion and interest to help you progress. And a lot of people who start off going, people will say, okay, what you have to do is you have to do scales every day, Right? You have to do scales every day and just do scales for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, even months, right? That's good if you've got that discipline, but really in our society today, we want to get out there and we want to start playing songs, right? And that's what I think is the key to learning the guitar, is finding songs that you enjoy, or you want to play, you want to learn how to play, you want to play along with, or you want to sing along with, allowing your creativity to come out. That's the key to a good exploration of your creativity, you know, because music is, like I've said before, it's the constant companion with us through life. It's the relationship that we have with our past and the hope that we hold for our future. So when we're actually looking at buying a guitar, set a budget, accept the fact that you may be throwing that money away. It's gone forever. Once you buy the guitar, you may be able to sell it, but you won't be able to sell it at the level that you have it, you've bought it. So it's going to cost, you're going to lose money on that guitar, okay? Unless, of course, you're buying high-end, you know, collector's items, then they may increase in value over time, okay? But I just want you to understand that when you pick a guitar, pick one that's in a budget that you're happy to throw away. That's all I'm saying, okay? So another thing I would like you to do is avoid, if you can, buying it over the internet. Go to a store, go to a shop, play with the guitar, feel it. It doesn't matter if you can play it or not. Just handle the guitar, see if it feels nice. Look at the fretboard here. Have a look at that and see if there's any, you know, divots in the actual frets. If there's any obvious cracks in the instrument anywhere. If on acoustic guitars, this area here behind the bridge needs to be flat. Sometimes there's a bow there, which means you'll never be able to get it in the tune. Okay. Now all these things, and I'm not saying that music stores are a little bit dodgy. I'm not saying that, but they do have a tendency to try to offload their items that they can't sell in store because of possible defects. One horror story I had was I bought one of my partners bought me a very expensive guitar. Now when I unpackaged it, I was blown away. It was great, but there was a crack in the fretboard right up here, just at the first fret here. There was a crack in the fretboard, okay, and there's a structural fault. Now they bought it off. Online sales process. Now, you know, luckily, you know, here in Australia we're covered by consumer laws, and that's a faulty item, so I could actually have it replaced. Now, the store that sold that instrument knew that it was broken. They tried to patch it up and glue it back together and actually colour it the same colour as the fretboard, but it was obviously cracked. Okay, so then kind of horror stores do happen. Not often, but they do happen. Okay, but if they can offload an instrument via online sale, they will. And also going down to the music store gives you an opportunity to look at a wider range of guitars. Get your hands on them, you know, feel them, have a feel of them. Do they weigh okay? Are they heavy? Are they awkward feeling? You just need to be able to be part of the instrument itself. It's going to become part of you as you practice, as you learn on it. And then once you get to a certain level, you might say, you know what, I've grown out of this guitar. I'm going to buy a more expensive guitar or a different type of guitar. Now I've got this is the guitar I use on a day-to-day basis to do all my, you know, working out of songs, writing. I'll be using this in the Fret Fables channel just to show that, you know, you don't need, you know, a very expensive guitar or a high production value to actually have fun and entertain and be creative in your own way. Okay, so remember that the music that you create is an expression of your creativity, your internal creativity expressed out into the world. And again, like I've said in the past, it doesn't mean that you have to go and perform. You can perform for friends, family, you can do it for yourself. It doesn't matter. It's your journey to find some happiness within your life, something that you enjoy doing. And remember that music is our constant companion through life. It travels with us when we're happy. It comforts us when we're sad. Together, we can make the world a better place if we all understand the importance music has with us as people. thank you for watching the Fret Fable guitar course. Now, put a like down, subscribe, to have a look at some of our other videos. Down in the links, there's going to be some links to tuners, capos, plectrums, things like that for you to consider. So just be how do we say, open to learning and being the best at what you do at any given time. Until next time, signing off.